And we welcome you here to a rainy afternoon from Montclair, New Jersey. It is the NJISAA Prep B Championship live here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser here with you. Trevor Russo, our camera operator. It is coming down hard here, and it has been throughout the afternoon. We expect will be raining throughout this game as well, but of course the players playing here on MKA Van Brunt Field, which is a beautiful turf facility, and there will be no mud on the field, so that's something that the players are going to be happy about. But the Rutgers Prep Argonauts coming in 5-8 on the season, a current 2-game win streak after a 4-game losing streak. They last defeated New Academy 6-2 in the semifinals. Newark Academy, 6-2 in the semis, and they've gotten some really good defense this year. They've got a leading scorer in Danny Varga, number 19, who we'll have to keep our eye out for. He has scored he's the leading goal scorer on Rutgers Prep, and almost by 3 times that margin, over 50, or he's got 36 goals this year. He scored in every game that he has played this season. Danny Varga committed to Drexel, but he's a big-time player for Rutgers Prep. The hometown team, the MKA Cougars, they're 10-6. Defeated Morristown Baird 15-3 in the Prep B semifinals. And before that, defeated Cedar Grove 12-3 back on May 12th. They are 3-3 in their league. They play in the NJISAA Kimber division, and they came in 4th. Livingston winning that division. As the 2 goalies at midfield, the starting lineups, they shake each other's hands, and we're going to get set to get underway here from MKA. Should be a good one. It could be the first matchup of 2 in the next couple of weeks, as both of these teams play in the state tournament, the non-public Group B tournament. Rutgers Prep is the 5 seed, Montclair-Kimberley is the 4 seed. And their first-round matchups not against each other, but their second-round matchups could be if they do win. But anyway, we've got the Prep B Championship first, and we are ready to go here from Montclair. Referees got the rain jackets on. The players do not. And we are off and running here as the first draw, as the ground ball is swept away, still fought for by Rutgers Prep, coming out in their black jerseys. The Argonauts a little late to get here as they were caught up in some traffic. To be expected, I suppose, with the weather such as this. And it's the Rutgers Prep Argonauts who do control first. And it's Joey Coviello who has it in the corner. And behind the cage, Danny Varga, that leading goal scorer we talked about. There's Varga receiving back from Waldron Roman, who goes back on defense and sprints back to his respective position. Minute gone by, no shots yet. And Rutgers Prep works their perimeter offense around. Behind the cage they go. And it's Nick Ciotti, who eyes up his defender and looks to make a move. Ciotti trying to wrestle his way in front of the cage, nothing doing. Good work by Ethan Gross, the junior for MKA, as he stayed right with him step for step. Bit of a breeze here as well, as MKA will pick up the loose ball. A turnover as Danny Varga lost it. And back to the Montclair-Kimberley Academy Cougars. And starting from the back, it was Alex Melitz, the captain, who receives here. Melitz, senior from Cedar Grove, 157 saves, but has turned over, and here comes Rutgers Prep with Nick Ciotti. MKA back on defense, and Argonauts will set up once again. Still with Rutgers Prep, Connor Cohen, class of 2020, 11 assists this year, as the Argonauts have come out here and put the majority of their offense behind the cage, as it's Dom Fiorello. Back to Danny Varga. Lost it. And a good play made by the long stick midfielder. And Harrison Walker, the senior from Montclair, gives MKA a possession. This is Max Suth. As MKA tried to work numbers, it's Jake Waldman now, a standout for MKA this year, a freshman from Westfield. 15 goals, second on the team, and 33 assists. Leads the team in assists. Said he was second on the team in goals. That's a little bit false. He's right there in the midst of that area for second on the team, though, as Jason Gertz has 18 goals and Ryan Dancy has 28. Dancy's 28 leads the team. Excuse me, Zachary Kirsch's 40 leads the team, but a good season thus far from the freshman. And this one's lost. Jason Gertz picks it back up and retreats all the way back near the 40-yard line, as lined on the football field. No shots thus far. And here's the first one that sails high and wide. Off the stick of Jason Gertz. 18 goals this year, 12 assists for Jason. Backed up by MKA here in the first quarter. Coming across, here's a shot that's deflected. Getting a touch on it was Liam Gleason before it got through. Wind starting to pick up here and blowing from right to left if you're looking on your screen. The rain continues to fall. And there's a good save, point blank, as Zachary Kirsch had a good opportunity, but the goaltender said no. And that's Charlie Phillips, who had 126 saves this year. That's his 127. Still with the Cougars. And a shot goes high and wide. Long possession here for MKA. Another shot wide. This one from Ryan Dancy. Also captain. 4 captains listed on the roster for MKA. Alex Mellitz, the goalie. Ryan Dancy. Harrison Walker, as well as Nico Espinoza-Dice. This is Dylan Hall. And down low, Christian Brittweiser now behind the net. It's Jake Waldman. Waldman guarded by Aiden Lowe. And now back at the top for MKA's Jason Gertz. Here's a turnaround shot and a save off of the Rollins Heath shot. So Phillips with a save, and now it's in his stick, and Rutgers Prep will move back the other way. Remember, both of these teams giving up less than 4 goals their last time out in their semifinals. And here's a shot. Good hustle there by Kyle O'Hara of Rutgers Prep, but it's MKA who will be awarded with the ball, and we're headed back the other way with just about over 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No goals so far, as Montclair-Kimberley Academy has it behind the net with Jake Waldman. Got to be excited about Jake Waldman coming onto the scene and providing such a boost for this MKA squad as merely a freshman and a lot of years to play here on the Van Brunt turf. Here is Brittweiser, excuse me. Back up top, it's Jason Gertz. Not a lot of shooting angles from either squad. Both defenses playing well so far. Here's a shot that goes wide, and it was sailed off the cross of Ryan Dancy. 93 career goals for Dancy. And another shot. This one saved by Phillips on the near post. 2 good saves from Phillips, but MKA in trouble, or excuse me, Rutgers Prep in trouble as Christian Brittweiser takes it. And a failed clear attempt for Rutgers Prep after the Phillips save. Jason Gertz, and another save, point blank. This one off the pipe. What a great opportunity for MKA, but Zachary Kirsch couldn't finish right in front of the cage. And finally, Rutgers Prep will escape that dangerous defensive sequence as Charlie Phillips clears successfully this time. And Devin Sullivan, though, had it knocked away. Here's Phillips to back it up. And they'll go to the other side with Liam Gleason. Danny Varga, no shots thus far. You know he wants to shoot every time he has it. 92 career goals for Danny Varga, 36 this season. Here's Chiotti. And Chiotti back up top. It's Danny Varga, and it's backed up by Rutgers Prep after the shot. And this one knocked away. The defense, courtesy of shot at midfield. Gleason got. All right, we welcome you back here to Montclair, and we ask that you do bear with us for what are not ideal broadcasting conditions. The internet infrastructure is pretty much non-existent here at MKA, as well as the rain here has made things a little bit difficult for us, so we will do our best to bring you the action as clearly as we can. 2:56 on the clock. And the timeout called by Rutgers Prep and their head coach and Ryan Klipstein. Klipstein, who coached at the University of Pennsylvania for a time, Williams College and the College of Holy Cross. He went to Rutgers Prep. He was there for 15 years, excuse me. He attended Rutgers Prep as a student and then went to Bucknell University as a player. His grandfather actually a big-time name in the Rutgers Prep community, Dick O'Connell, the basketball coach, won 705 games as the head coach for Rutgers Prep basketball. And here he is coaching his team, and after calling the timeout, his squad brings it back into the offensive zone. Clock difficulties here, so 2:30 to go as MKA will clear away. Alex Melitz hits his man in stride, and it is MKA who brings it in, courtesy of Max Suth. 2:10 to go here in the first quarter. Jason Gertz receives at the top, comes back to the near side as Montclair goes around the circle here. And Ryan Dancy now. Dancing, but no space. Skips it across, and now behind the net. Rutgers Prep shifting those feet, and a shot goes wide. Ryan Dancy, another deep shot. We've seen a lot of balls so far sail. I think if you're the head coach for MKA, and Paul Edwards, you want to make sure you tell your team to get that ball down, especially with the conditions the way they are. It's going to be tough for the goaltenders to stop any skipping balls along the turf. The moisture will do that. Dancy, and now Heath knocked away. MKA able to take it back, and then another shot from Dancy. That's about the third one that we've seen sail off of his stick. The Cougars They'll keep firing as they continue to have the infrastructure to back it up on the chase, and they'll keep possession. Here's Britt Weiser. And Jason Gertz. Heath had a slight opening, but then it closed quickly. Ryan Dancy. And now down low, an extra pass. Here's a shot and a goal for Rollins Heath. Low into the corner. And after a barrage of shots that went high, it is Rollins Heath with goal number 17 on the season that beats the goaltender in Charlie Phillips. So the hometown MKA Cougars get on the board first. Let's go, Alex! There are 23 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. And Rutgers Prep, with now 15 seconds and counting, doesn't have much time to tie it up here if they want to in the first. Here's Danny Varga driving towards the goal, and his skip pass across is too high for his intended target in Joey Coviello, so we're headed the other way. And see umbrellas out here at Montclair-Kimberley Academy, and the Cougars looking for a prayer at the end of the first quarter, but they will take a 1-0 lead into the second, courtesy of Rollins Heath with the lone goal of the first frame. So we go to the second. It's a 1-0 game, and take a step aside here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. So we switch sides of the field as Rutgers Prep now will be moving left to right. John Zulo on the draw for the Argonauts. Alex Stetkovich for Montclair, but it is Zulo who wins for Rutgers Prep, and he heads back to the defensive zone. And Danny Varga runs things offensively for the Argonauts, who are down 1-0 and almost tied it up, but a shot goes wide. Varga there to back it up. Varga on the shot. It was Nick Ciotti there to back it up. As it continues to fall down here, the rain that is at Montclair-Kimberley Academy. Mother Nature has been in a mood the last couple of months. No doubt about it. Not as long as there's no lightning, no reason you can't play a lacrosse game on the turf. And it's just moisture so far. Good defense by MKA and numbers for the Cougars. Here's Harrison Walker, the captain, with a 4-on-3. A shot goes off the stick of Christian Breitweiser. And it was a good opportunity for MKA after a good defensive play by Harrison Walker. That stick came out of the hands really easily. And again, we talk about the moisture and the grip on the stick certainly in play here. It's a variable that the players have to deal with as it continues to pour down. Dom Fiorello. As MKA is pestering hard. That time it was Max Suth who got a touch, but stays with the Argonauts. We are 1 minute and 40 seconds into the second quarter. And a shot goes just wide on the near post side. Connor Cohen. Rutgers prep. Again, backing up. This is Ciotti. Again, a stick goes flying. It's Ciotti's. And MKA will pick up the ground ball and head the other way. Here's Danny D'Angelo, another 4-on-3. Jake Waldman now waits for reinforcements. And Max Suth will head off the field as Jason Gertz slows the pace for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. 9:35 and counting here in quarter number 2. 1-0 to score. MKA with the lead. It's the NJISAA Prep B Championship. And the Cougars looking for more. Jake Waldman. Again, leading the team in assists as a freshman. 17 of them this year. 33 assists. He leads second place on the team by 17. By far the leading assist man for number 51, Jake Waldman. Here's a shot and a goal for Ryan Dancy. He finally was able to keep that one under the crossbar. And the score 2-0 MKA. Dancy with goal number 29 on the season. And though the play on the field has been somewhat even, it is MKA who has gotten 2 into the back of the net. And so far, a shutout through 3 minutes into the second quarter and the full 12 minutes of the first quarter for Alex Melitz. So back to the middle we go, right on the MKA shield for yet another draw, with the Cougars leading 2-0. 9 minutes on the dot to go here in quarter number 2. And it's won by MKA. Stetkovic won it, but Rutgers Prep with good pursuit, and they take it back. John Carroll with the long stick. On a dime, he finds Connor Cohen up the right flank. Cohen shoved by Harrison Walker. And those two are in the corner still battling. It is Cohen now coming behind the net to the other side, looking for a wraparound, and he is able to get a good opportunity as Cohen had a point-blank shot. I don't know if he meant to make a move the way that he did, but the way that he did gave himself a really good opportunity to score, but unable to finish as a timeout does get called on the field. And with the score 2-0 and 8:18 left in quarter number 2. The score is 2-0 MKA. And we talked about it the last time out, the Rutgers Prep head coach. Let's talk about the MKA head coach. It's Paul Edwards, 15 years at Montclair-Kimberley Academy. He was a player for Johns Hopkins University, of course, a world-renowned lacrosse program. And in fact, he was a national champion for Johns Hopkins in 1974. He was first team All-State at Montclair High School, so certainly a local man. And here at Montclair-Kimberley Academy has been coaching for quite a while for the Cougars. Again, 15 years at MKA. 2016, he won a pretty interesting award that you don't often see coaches get to tout, and that's the Sportsmanship Award, selected by the lacrosse officials. So not only is he a good head coach, but he's got a lot of respect from the officials as well. How often do you see a head coach who has got a lot of success, but the officials can't stand him? Not the case with Paul Edwards, as he sends his troops back out to battle here. 8:18 to go in quarter number 2. Prep B championship. It looks like we'll go back to the middle. Who's got the ball? Nope, the restart for Montclair-Kimberley Academy in their own zone, and wheels from Jason Gertz. And now the same for Ryan Dancy. Dancy scored. Back to Gertz, who takes a shot. A big hit, but somehow maintains possession. Pestered hard by John Carroll with that long stick. But how did Jason Gertz escape? I don't know, but he did. And now MKA with it here on the near side. Goal line extended. Jake Waldman comes back. Rollins Heath, also a freshman. Now 17 goals on the year. Here's Gertz spinning back. 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Here's a finish. Jake Waldman finds Rollins Heath, the freshman connection here at MKA, and the score 3-0 Cougars. So Heath now with 2 goals. Gorgeous pass from Jake Waldman, his 34th assists on the season, now doubling up second place on his team in the assist category. 34 for him and 17 for the next highest. And Montclair wins the draw. The Cougars now with a 3-0 lead. 7 minutes to go in quarter number 2. And certainly Montclair and Paul Edwards' team going to be very patient offensively here throughout the rest of the second quarter with a 3-0 lead, but you can bet that they want to pour on some more. Jake Waldman, and now Dylan Hall. Daniel Arcilla. And behind the net, Jake Waldman again. Cougars continue to move it around the perimeter. It's Dylan Hall with a little dodge. And they'll try the other side with O.B. Sedransk. Another freshman. Drive towards the net, and it's not going to get through. Maybe it did. Let's see. The referee's going to make a call, and they're going to call a violation. Christian Breitweiser drove towards the net, a little limp getting up. But all said and done with 6 minutes to play now here in the second quarter. Rutgers Prep defends away after the violation and now looks for their first goal on offense. Devin Sullivan. The Argonauts have had some opportunities. They put a number of shots on goal. Well, they put a number of shots on, and many of them have sailed. The rain picking up a bit here. It's been a constant flow throughout, but as heavy as it's been all game, here's Varga among 3 defenders. And the chase won by Rutgers Prep. But that's what Varga can do, make the magic happen for himself. And you got to think that the MKA game plan is to shut down Danny Varga first and foremost. Well, they've shut down everybody so far. 5 minutes to go now in quarter number 2. And Dom Fiorello spins towards the net. Takes a shove in the back and then passes behind the net. Nick Ciotti. Ciotti looking middle, no one's there. And so Danny Varga at the top, trying to spin in a little rise shot. Not a lot of space to try to get that one on net through Harrison Walker. But worth the chance, and Rutgers Prep back with the ball. Dom Fiorello. And Logan Bean, Joey Coviello, as that one rims off the pipe and the turf. And once again, MKA lucky that no goal was scored there. Here's wheels up the field for Dylan Hall. And Waldman brings behind the net. Liam Gleason tries to stay with him. 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Ryan Dancy taking the long way and going behind the net. No wraparound chance. And Jason Gertz. 3.5 to go. MKA nursing this 3-0 lead. Down low to Waldman. Dangerous area for him. Waldman looking middle. Defended away by Rutgers Prep. Getting a stick on it was number 36 in John Zulo. And Charlie Phillips plays catch in the back to start the clear attempt. Waldman, though, right with Phillips, and it's a long ball towards the middle. That has to be caught by Devin Sullivan, and it is, as MKA keeps the pressure up. And ultimately, it leads to a ground ball, and now picked up by MKA. Oh, it's still loose. Good pressure from the Cougars. But we have a whistle with 2:41 to go. A timeout is called by Montclair-Kimberley Academy. 2:41 to go. We'll take a quick break here on the Play by Play Sports Network. Back to the game. After the timeout, Rutgers Prep has possession. Danny Varga making a drive towards the net, putting one on, but all the way it was seen by the goaltender for MKA and Alex Melitz, and he had the near post totally sealed there. Ground ball on the far side. Swept away by the Cougars and Nico Espinoza-Dice. And he finds a man open in Breitweiser, and the Cougars now have numbers. It's Waldman with a pass down low, and that one left a little to be desired for Jake Waldman. 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. 3-0 still the score. 2 goals from Rollins Heath of MKA and 1 goal from Dancy. As Charlie Phillips was playing with fire there, but still does manage to get it away to his teammate. And Joey Coviello brings it into the offensive zone. Argonauts with 1:30 to go, looking for goal number 1. Cougars have played some stout defense and some solid goaltending between the pipes so far from Alex Melitz, which they've come to expect. Big body between the pipes, 6 foot 220. Tough to solve. Dom Fiorello with his pass knocked away to Jovi Coviello. And the Cougars, once again, working transition. Max Sooth slows down the pace, under a minute to go, and the Cougars can waste some time. And with 54 seconds, they will call a timeout. So, with under a minute to play, the timeout called by Paul Edwards. And these teams may face off again next week in the NJISAA, not the independent schools, but the NJISAA. This is the Prep B NJISAA. Then next week they'll play in the NJSIAA. A little confusing. It's gotten me a couple of times, but it is the non-public Group B tournament that they'll both be playing in. Rutgers Prep going up against Holy Cross in the first round. And Gil St. Bernard's is the 13 seed playing Montclair-Kimberley Academy, the 4 seed. So Rutgers Prep is the 5 seed. Montclair the 4 seed in that tournament. And they could very well face off against each other. They are on the same side of the bracket as the number 1 seed in the tournament, and that's Pingree, who has a first round bye. And the matter at hand here is the NJISAA Prep B Championship, live here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser here with you. Glad you're with us. As we do our best to bring you this action through the rain and all of the elements here at Montclair. 55 seconds, and let's see what Montclair-Kimberley Academy has planned. They do have a 3-0 lead, and certainly nursing the clock is probably goal number 1 here on this possession. Make sure that you take that 3-0 lead at least into the locker room. Well, I'm not sure if they're going to the locker room. They might have to stay in a huddle in the rain here. We'll have to wait and see. But now under 30 seconds. And MKA making their move with Breitweiser. Now on the stick of Waldman with 20 seconds. Doubled as Dancy. Breitweiser's shot goes high and under 10. Waldman now with 5 seconds. Hit as he was trying to pass it, and the time's going to expire here in the first half. Good performance by MKA. Good performance by Rutgers Prep as well. It's been a pretty hard-fought contest so far. But the 3 goals for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. Rutgers Prep still looking for their first, and they'll have to try to get it in the second half. 2 goals from Rollins Heath, 1 goal from Ryan Dancy, and those are the goal scorers. As the teams will take the huddles, we will take a break, about a 10-minute break here at halftime. We'll point our camera towards the scoreboard so you can see how much longer we have until the third quarter. Until then, we will say so long. And back we come here to Montclair-Kimberley Academy, where the score is 3-0 as we begin the second half. And we start the third quarter. Here we go, 3-0 MKA with the advantage. And we're off and running. Rutgers Prep losing possession as Varga overran it. And the Cougars on offense yet again. Danny D'Angelo coming to the near side and Christian Breitweiser. Breitweiser eyed by Aiden Lowe. And Jason Gertz now with Roman Telichka looking at him. So the Cougars with 3 goals to their name and none to Rutgers Prep. And we'll see if that changes the offensive set for MKA. They were pretty patient offensively to start this game. And I expect that that would continue to be the case as that one misses off the stick of Ryan Dancy, who did score in the first half. Dancy receives back, thinking shot. Passing instead to the top, it's Jason Gertz, and now Rollins Heath, and behind it goes to Jake Waldman. Waldman muscling his way in and scoring. Jake Waldman with the goal, and MKA picks up right where they left off. It is a 4-0 lead as Waldman gets goal number 16 on the season. So Waldman now with a goal and an assist. And the Cougars comfortable with a 4-goal advantage. Just 1:20 into this third quarter. So another battle on the shield. This time it's Rutgers Prep who wins. And James Parry with the face-off draw control. Danny Varga looking for his first goal. And he won't get it as Harrison Walker stayed right with him. Walker with that long stick is guarding Varga, glued to him. Argonauts, though, back it up. And around it comes, courtesy of Dom Fiorello. Oh, great move by Fiorello, and then blocked in front. Not sure if it got through to Melitz, because Ethan Gross was there as well for MKA. And the Cougars continue to pinch in well as Rutgers Prep gets any opportunities. Only 6 goals allowed in the last 2 games for MKA. So they defeated Morristown Baird 15-3 in the semifinals. And in front, oh, great save by Phillips, point blank, as that was a wonderful pass. Zachary Kirsch had an opportunity. And Charlie Phillips has to do a dance around a couple of MKA players, lucky to keep it in his stick, and then finds an open man up the field. Varga with it behind the net. Joey Coviello for Rutgers Prep coming back up to Fiorello. And Connor Cohen now. Cohen making a move. Trying to get a shot on, but it was actually a pass to Varga. And before Rutgers Prep scored that goal, the whistle blew. No goal. And what's the call here? MKA will look to be taking over. MKA going to stay on D. Man advantage here. As the foul was on MKA, ends up being a pretty good foul. Sitting down is Zachary Kirsch. Right before the goal was scored. So now Rutgers Prep, 8:30 to go here in the third quarter. They have their best opportunity to put one on the board here with the man-up advantage, but it's knocked away by the Cougars. And Nico Espinoza-Dice continues to battle. Another ground ball. 4 Argonauts collide on him, and he plays it backwards to some open green where Harrison Walker is waiting. Nico Espinoza-Dice with a long ball all the way upfield, and it's taken away by the defense. Good work by Liam Gleason. Phillips, who's come out of net quite a bit today. It's been a tough battle for Rutgers Prep as they try to clear the balls. MKA has had some consistently good pressure, and it's given the Argonauts fits. Under 8, 7:35 and counting in the third quarter. It's now Danny Varga. Varga's shot, and he tried to skip it in, but it skipped wide. And another whistle by the referee on the far side. There is a flag down. And it looks like MKA going to get called for yet another foul here. Heading off the field is Danny D'Angelo. And Paul Edwards getting the explanation from the referee. It's going to be another man-up opportunity here for Rutgers Prep, as D'Angelo will take a knee in the sin bin. 7:25 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Rain continues to fall, as it has throughout the day in Montclair. Looks like the referee is going to, over there on the far side, give another explanation to both Paul Edwards, the coach for the Cougars, and the official scorebook there. So after all that, we'll restart play. Rutgers Prep with a man advantage. Danny Varga. Pass was faked by Coviello, and then a shot is stoned by Melitz. There was a rebound, and Rutgers Prep fouled after the rebound by Melitz, who's been phenomenal today. Between the pipes for MKA, working on a shutout here midway through quarter number 3. On the clear, the Cougars turn it over. Here's Varga winding up and firing, and boy, that looks like a desperation shot from Varga. And over there on the far side, the coach and Ryan Klipstein does not look happy with that shot selection from Varga. Been a frustrating day for the leading scorer of Rutgers Prep and the future Drexel Dragon. Max Suth gets by 2 players. Man on the doorstep, and it's a goal as Zach Kirsch puts it home. Suth with the assist. And the leading goal scorer for MKA this season is on the board here in the Prep Championship. As Zachary Kirsch, a junior from Caldwell, makes it 5-0. Cougars taking control here, able to stave off a man advantage, two-man advantage. Opportunities for Rutgers Prep, and then they put one home on the other side. 6:35 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Rutgers Prep ball after the violation against MKA. Nick Chiotti finds a man down the right side, and Connor Cohen driving towards the net. Cohen trying to sneak it in on the near post, but Melitz is having none of that. Oh, another big shot by Varga, and he's got the ball in his stick. Turnover by MKA, and Varga's taken down from behind. Starting to get physical out there. Now a flag flies, and I think this is going to be a man-up opportunity again for Rutgers Prep from behind. A check by MKA. Give the Argonauts credit. They're not quitting, and it was evident there on that clear attempt by the Cougars. And no hesitation from Nico Espinoza-Dice, as he knew he was the guilty party. He'll go over to the side on a knee. Man up for Rutgers Prep, still looking for goal number 1. 5:45 and counting in the third quarter. Varga. And now Fiorello. Varga's shot, another great save. That one got all the way through, and it was a blistering shot that was searching for the bottom corner, but a leg from Alex Melitz yet again stonewalled him. Alex Melitz, the senior from Cedar Grove, in between the pipes as the starting goaltender for Montclair for both his junior and now his senior season here. Had 159 saves last year and had 157 saves coming into this game, so eclipsing last year's total here in this Prep B Championship. Oh, huge shot by the goaltender and Connor Phillips. And Phillips draws 2 flags as MKA will now have a man advantage. And what happens here when it is the guilty party being the goalie? Phillips is going to be staying in the game. You're not taking the goalie out of the game. And when the dust clears, we'll have a better picture of who's they're taking a knee for Rutgers Prep. It looks like it's Connor Cohen there on the far side, who is taking a break in the form of Connor Phillips, the goaltender. Or Charlie Phillips, the goaltender, excuse me. Clock stops at 4:48, third quarter. MKA 5, Rutgers Prep 0. And explanations on the far side as referees give it to Mr. Ryan Klipstein. And Phillips will have to come out. So there's Phillips. And a man-up opportunity, and Rutgers Prep may not have a goalie for this next sequence of events. So the Argonauts have to bear down if they want to hold MKA to a 5-goal advantage. Now it's Paul Edwards getting the explanation. And there is Edwards and company on the far sideline. And remember, it was Edwards who won that sportsmanship award. It wasn't his assistant coach who had to walk away from the referee there. Starting to get chippy out there, certainly with a 5-goal advantage. The Argonauts are going to do all they can to get themselves back in this game, and that sometimes means playing a little bit more physical. Long delay here as they still try to sort out what's going on. Turns into a de facto timeout for both teams. And a little breather as the rain continues to fall. We hope you're nice and warm and dry at home, because we are not here. So now the backup goaltender comes in. And that's Hunter Waldron. Hunter Waldron between the pipes now for this next sequence. Man-up opportunity for MKA. Hunter Waldron has been on the field as a field player for Rutgers Prep throughout this game, and now has to take a couple of warm-up tosses, and looks like they're going to allow Coach Clipstein to warm up his new goaltender in Waldron. Oh, his warm-up shot goes over the net. Waldron certainly didn't believe that he was going to be playing goalie today. And on the warm-up shot, he allows in a goal. But throughout the season, you can believe that Waldron has not seen much action between the pipes. As Charlie Phillips has been a pretty consistent force for them. .448 on the clock. Looks like we're ready to get underway. Waldron will man the goal for Rutgers Prep, and MKA will have a man advantage. Rollins Heath will restart. He's scored 2 goals today. And we are finally back up and running. Down low, a shot and a save right off the bat from Waldron. Point blank, good save on the near post shot from Obi Sedransk. And another flag will go flying as Montclair tries to hack it out of the stick of Rutgers Prep. 4:20 to go, and the Argonauts are able to escape that danger. Now here they are on offense, and now a whistle blows as more bodies go flying, and we might have a timeout here. Pace of play much more choppy here in the second half as opposed to the first. Oh, that flag was on the field, so it was a delayed call. So man up opportunity, though Charlie Phillips is still on a knee. And we are unsure of how long he'll be on a knee in the sin bin. Jason Gertz is the guilty party for MKA. 4:15 to go, and Danny Varga will restart. So here we go, back to the action again. Stop and start the last couple of minutes. As the Argonauts look to solve Alex Melitz, they have been unable to do so. The senior goaltender has been a standout today. Defense has played well, but there's been numerous opportunities for Rutgers Prep to put the ball in the back of the net. As Kyle O'Hara comes into the game. Off the bench for Rutgers Prep. And Waldron is off the field. So the penalty over, and Waldron did his job. Now Charlie Phil is back between the pipes for Rutgers Prep, but they're on offense, and they're scoring their first goal of the game as Nick Ciotti puts it in. And the Argonauts on the board here with 3:23 left in quarter number 3. Nick Ciotti's 15th goal of the season. The senior with a much-needed goal, in Rutgers Prep alive here. Here with 3:23. So just over 15 total minutes of gameplay to go for Rutgers Prep. Plenty of time if they want to make a comeback. And the Cougars are surely going to keep their foot on the gas pedal. Let's see what happens here as we go back to the middle. Again won by Rutgers Prep. James Parry's been solid at the draw today. Aiden Law with the long stick. Overshoots his intended target, comes right in the stick of MKA. And Max Sooth, who took a shot from Parry, but is able to bring it into the offensive zone, and MKA can settle down under 3 here in the third. Breitweiser goal line extended. Ryan Dancy comes back on the field for the Cougars. And Breitweiser controls behind the net. Now it's Dancy. And Gertz. And Heath. Back to Gertz. Dancy. Back behind the cage. Again, it's Dancy who receives back from Breitweiser. And now Christian driving towards the net. No turnaround chance there. Good quick passing and a shot. And a good chance for Dancy. Once again set up by Jake Waldman. Light rain still falls. No wind, though. Maybe a slight breeze here at MKA. And, of course, as I say that, you can feel it picking up. Waldman. As he released it to pass, Dancy is able to save it on the far side. Rollins Heath. Swinging it. And the shot from Gertz backed up by MKA. Waldman restarts. Jake Waldman spinning. His defender is Liam Gleason. And Liam Gleason did his job. It's in the arms of Rutgers Prep. John Carroll. Forward. And just got it into Devin Sullivan's stick. Good opportunity for the Argonauts in front. And they still have an offensive possession here. Under a minute to play. 55 seconds and counting in quarter number 3. Danny Varga looking for a turnaround, and no angle. But it stays in play for Connor Cohen. Cohen back to Varga. And Varga's shot saved by Melitz with a chest. Alex Melitz, and a very controlled rebound. Textbook goaltending from the senior. And good wheels from MKA as Jason Gertz brings it into the offensive zone. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. 5-1 the lead for the Cougars. Point blank, score! It's Christian Breitweiser. 29th goal on the season for the junior. And the Cougars back up by 5.
Stay focused, let's go.
.6 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. Parry winning another draw. But it is MKA who gets the ball as it's still loose here. And good stick work by number 48 in Max Suth. And the time winds down in the third quarter. MKA takes a 6-1 lead into the fourth. A long quarter, but another successful one for the Cougars. Rutgers Prep does get on the board on the Chiato goal. We go to the fourth quarter. MKA with the lead here in the NJISAA Prep B Championship. One quarter to go, 12 minutes on the clock, 5-goal lead for MKA. So the Argonauts finally breaking through in the fourth. However, the way that my goaltender and Alex Melitz has been playing for the Cougars, 5 goals, a large hill to climb up if you're Rutgers Prep here in the fourth. Starts at the draw, and here's James Parry, who's been pretty good for Rutgers Prep. Alex Stetkovich is the face-off man for the Cougars. And James Parry wins again. Rutgers Prep has played some good offense, and they've gotten their shots. Danny Vargas gets another one, and this one sticked away by Melitz. Another good save by Melitz. as the Cougars work back on offense. Quick possession for Rutgers Prep. And now the Cougars with the quarter now number 4. The end is in sight for MKA, a Prep B championship, so we'll see them be a little bit more patient, even for them. Here in the fourth quarter, here's Jason Gertz. Now Ryan Dancy. Jake Waldman, and now a shot that is saved. Shot from Ryan Dancy. And a good save by Phillips. Here's Phillips coming out of the net again. All the way past midfield goes Charlie Phillips until he finally finds an open teammate in Devin Sullivan. Sullivan doubled and has to retreat back to Connor Cohen. Cougars have been sound in their formation throughout this game. It has been difficult for Rutgers Prep to operate their offense. Nothing easy. Connor Cohen muscling his way towards the net. And then he's forced back out by the defender in Parker Santo Domingo. Ciotti. Ciotti working his way towards the net. Finally does get a shot, but it's not a good angle. And it goes off the post, and the chase won by MKA. So Cougar ball. 9:42 on the clock. Fourth quarter. Back into the game comes Rollins Heath for MKA to work the offense. The two stud freshmen for the Cougars have made an impact. Rollins Heath has 2 goals. Clear attempts is failed by MKA, but they've got their man Jason Gertz on the ball. Another loose ball as it starts to get physical, and it is picked up by the Cougars, this time by Breitweiser. And now they'll settle down to run some clock. Here's Rollins Heath. Heath playing catch with Jason Gertz. Now Dancy. He has not been shy to shoot the lacrosse ball here in this game. Another one sails wide, high and wide, backed up by Christian Breitweiser there in the corner. .8:30 to go, fourth quarter. Captain Dancy doubled and he gets it away. Now it's Heath who has a shooting lane, but it's just wide. Again backed up. Jake Waldman restarts. Here's Waldman making a move behind the net. Gertz pinching in towards the middle. Instead, it's Waldman who does it himself. Jake Waldman with his second goal of the game. Seven to 1. And the chant begins. He's a freshman. It is the truth. Jake Waldman with a phenomenal game. Now 2 goals and at least 1 assist. May have been granted more than 1 on a few of those goals, but we don't have the official book in front of us. But he does have 3 goals, and Montclair-Kimberley Academy has a 7-1 lead. As the rain continues to fall. This draw won by MKA. Here's Waldman again, passing on a dime, and wow, that is beautiful offense. Zachary Kirsch puts it in. Brilliant passes from Christian Breitweiser and Jake Waldman. It went Walker to Waldman to Breitweiser, and then Zach Kirsch finished it up. And that's some good-looking lacrosse for MKA. Eight to 1, 8 minutes left. Once again picked up by MKA. And they'll work a little slower this time as Max Suth waits for some of his teammates to come off the bench. There's an errant pass that will go out of bounds and be Rutgers prep ball. 7:32 on the clock. Big shot on the near side by MKA, and it's a clean one. Clean check there by Zach Kirsch. Zachary Kirsch, who's listed 5'5", 154. Looks a little bulkier than that. And I think the hit would indicate that that is the case. Here's Kirsch with it in his stick. Coming in, Daniel Arcilla. Working along the top with Dylan Hall. Now Alex Melitz skips it across. Zach Kirsch with under 7 to play. It's the Prep B Championship live here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser here with you. MKA with a 7-goal advantage, looking for more, and they will get it. This time it's O.B. Sedransk, another freshman, his 10th goal of the year, and the Cougars continue to pour it on here in the fourth. 6:35 to go. It's a 9-1 lead. First goal of the game for O.B. Sedransk, freshman from here in Montclair. Another "Here he's a freshman" chant from the crowd here at Montclair-Kimberley Academy. And there are a lot of them for MKA that have made an impact. Paul Edwards relying on the young guns to take the Cougars to success this year. Jake Waldman and Rollins Heath have both been standouts, and here comes O.B. Sedransk with his 10th goal of the season. And the 9th for the Cougars here today. Whistle quickly after the draw, and we do have a timeout. And there's 6:28 to go here in quarter number 4. MKA looking to improve to 11-6 on the season. Rutgers Prep looking to drop. Well, they will drop if they do lose here today to 5-9. As MKA continues to improve on their offensive performance this year. Last year, if you want to call it a rebuilding year, you can. They scored only 94 goals in 2017. And now 186 goals in 2018. So Paul Edwards' squad doubling their offensive output. As you get a look at Rutgers Prep and now MKA. The Paul Edwards squad doubling their output from last year to this year. And the future is bright as well with the new freshmen who won't be freshmen for long as we come to the end of the school year here. It'll be Rutgers prep ball after the timeout. 6:28 on the clock, 9-1 the score. Danny Varga has not scored today. 36 goals on the season. Passing here, and a shot goes off the pipe. They've been trying to squeeze it into the near post today, have the Argonauts, but Alex Mellett's not going to get beat near post. At least he hasn't today. Joey Coviello driving towards the net. Harrison Walker right with him with the long stick, pestering. Coviello looking for a shooting lane and nothing there. Walker knocks it away and then shields Coviello from it. Loose ball, though, picked up by Connor Cohen right in front, and he finishes. So a broken play that goes the way of the Argonauts, and Connor Cohen with a goal for Rutgers Prep. Class of 2020. So the sophomore on the board, 5:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Good shield from Montclair. And the Cougars have possession. Max Sooth trying to weave through. Open man right on the doorstep. And a turnaround shot from Kirsch goes awry. And it'll be Rutgers Prep ball as they win the chase. MKA on a gloomy day, making things not so gloomy and rewarding the fans that are here sitting through the cold and rain. Whistle, and looks like we've got another timeout. 5:19 to go. And Paul Edwards takes yet another break in the action. So again, next up for MKA, it's the non-public Group B tournament in the state of New Jersey. They'll take on Gill St. Bernard's. As Rutgers Prep will take on Holy Cross in that same tournament, in the same side of the bracket. And the Argonauts, if nothing else, possibly getting the scouting report for that potential game. And certainly they'll go to the drawing board to try to figure out how to solve this Cougar squad. Conditions not great today. Their offense has done fairly well getting the chances, but it's been a defensive battle, and MKA has won it. Alex Mellets between the pipes has been the MVP of the game for MKA, only 2 goals on the board. And offensively, the Cougars have pretty much spread out the wealth. There he is, the big goaltender for MKA, and Alex Mellets. We bet that his lacrosse career not done as he moves on to the next level. Five minutes to go. MKA with numbers. as they look for a cutting man in front, and Zach Kirsch couldn't corral.
White ball. White ball.
Off the chase, it looked as though Montclair won the race, and they did, so MKA will restart their offense. And it's Jake Waldman. And Dancy at the top. Four and a half to go. Waldman behind the cage. Skips it across to Breitweiser. And around the carousel we go. It's Jason Gertz. And he plays catch with Ryan Dancy. Gertz now to this side. Receives back from Kirsch. Keep away for MKA at the moment. And now making a drive towards the net is Dancy. Finds a man on the far post, and it was a good opportunity for Kirsch, but he missed it wide. Rollins Heath behind the net, playing catch with Jake Waldman. Here's Kirsch. Gertz passes to Breitweiser, and Gertz receives back. Breitweiser. Gertz got by his defender in Fiorello and did get the shot off, and a loose ball picked up by Rutgers Prep. A flag will come in, and they're going to call a penalty against Rutgers Prep, as hitting the deck was Rollins Heath. Not a big body, doesn't take much to sling him to the ground, but it was a flag on the field and a penalty called. So there you see the guilty party and John Carroll. 3:16 in the fourth. As we await the restart, it'll be a man-up advantage here for MKA. On the verge of double digits. Loose ball. And now picked up by Rutgers Prep. 2:40 to go. Argonauts on the move. Flag flies. Delayed call coming. And the whistle will blow as it squirts on through to Mellitz. Christian Breitweiser is going to be in the penalty area. He joins John Carroll, who still sits there for Rutgers Prep. Argonauts back working offensively. Christian Breitweiser. Excuse me. Looking at the wrong roster here. It's Varga Still looking for his first goal, not going to get it.
Keep challenging the shot. Go.
150 and counting. Kyle O'Hara with Coviello. And now Dom Fiorello. Fiorello to Coviello. And O'Hara behind the net, 1:30 to play. Connor Cohen. There's Connor Cohen driving towards the net. Did score one of the 2 goals for Rutgers Prep. And the pass thrown away, picked up by MKA and Breitweiser, who was waiting on the other side of midfield. Now Waldman, under a minute to play. MKA going to win the NJISAA Prep B Championship and improve to 11-6 on the season. Still a Group B crown to be fought for both teams. Number 4 seed and the number 5 seed coming up in that tournament next week. And Ryan Dancy will glide to the other side of the field with 30 seconds to play. Dancy 1 goal today, now doubled, threads the needle as he keeps possession with under 20. Now it's Rollins Heath. John Carroll pestering and into open arms for Christian Breitweiser. That's going to do it as the time will tick down. The final seconds tick off the clock, and MKA begins their celebration as the Prep B champions. They mob Alex Melitz, who was awesome today. And he's certainly got to feel good about how he played. The team as a whole has to feel good about how they played. 3 goals from Jake Waldman, an assist to boot. Rollins Heath with a couple of goals as well. And MKA now improves to 11-6 on the season as they win the Prep B crown. Here on their home turf, and Rutgers Prep certainly a little dejected, but their season does not end, and they may get another crack at these Cougars. And you know that after this game, the Argonauts are going to put up a much bigger fight. I think early on it was a pretty evenly matched game, and just the defense from MKA with Rutgers Prep not being able to capitalize on their opportunities. It went a long way as MKA, they turned their defense into offense and eventually into a Prep B crown. So as the teams shake hands, we'll say so long. Trevor Russo, our camera operator here from Montclair-Kimberley Academy. My name's Simon Rosenwasser. We thank you for joining us here live on the Play by Play Sports Network, and we will see you next time.